In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Actions panel. So you'll find the Actions button at the top of your ordering screen, just above the Time tab. So if we select it, there's a lot of different things we can do in the Actions panel. And one of the biggest advantages of the Actions panel is the ability to multi-select items so that you can perform an action on multiple items at the same time. So the first thing we're going to look at is how to send certain items. So you can just select certain items from the list on the right. Or for example, if you wanted just to select an entire course, you can switch to the Course tab, select your full course, and then hit the Send button to send only those items to the bar or the kitchen. So any items that are not selected won't be sent. You can also use the Actions panel to transfer a receipt to another table. So right now my order is on table D4 in the dining room, but let's just say they would like to move to the patio. So I'm just going to select Transfer Receipt. And now you can see there's a lock on my table and it says, please move or merge the table. So I could transfer it to another table on this floor, or I could switch to my patio floor, select the table, and it's moved automatically to table P3 on the patio. You can also use the Actions panel to transfer certain items or entire seats. So for example, you could highlight certain items on the right, or you could switch to the seat view and be able to transfer the items on the entire seat. So for example, I'm going to select Seat 2, select Transfer Items, and it's just asking me where I would like to transfer those items to. So let's just say I'm going to go transfer those to the bar. And I'll just select the bar stool that I want to transfer them to. And those items are now on bar stool 9. We can also use the Actions panel to move multiple items at a time to different seats. So let's go back to our original table. And let's just say they're going to order a couple bottles of wine. I'm going to put it on the table section because they're sharing these bottles of wine and I don't really know who's going to pay for them or if they're going to decide to split them at the end of their meal. So now let's just say they're requesting their bills and seat 3 says that they're going to pay for those 2 bottles of wine. So I can just go to the Actions panel and I'm going to select the table, so everything that's on the table, which is at the moment those 2 bottles of wine. And then I can select Move to Seat, select seat 3, and move those 2 bottles over to seat 3. I can also split items across seats. So let's just say actually they decide that they wanted to split those 2 bottles of wine. So I can highlight those 2 bottles of wine in the Actions panel and select Split Items Across Seats, select the seats that I want to split them across. And as you can see, it's split those 2 bottles across seats 1 and 3. And the last thing we're going to see in the Actions panel today is how to move items to different courses. So for that, I'm actually going to start a new table. So let's just say that your restaurant is more of a tapas style restaurant, sharing plates. People don't really order their own items. So you're just ordering a bunch of things and then you want to be able to space them out when you're sending them to the kitchen. So basically I'm just adding everything to their order. I'm not really assigning things to seats, although I could if I wanted to. To course them, I'm actually going to go to the Courses tab in the Actions panel. So each of the items have a default course which has been assigned in the Restaurant Manager, but I can always change that course depending on what I want. So for example, I'm going to select the soup and the onion rings and assign them to course 2. Then I'm going to select the tuna tartare and the summer vegetables and burrata, select move to course and assign those to course 3. And then I'm going to select the seafood linguine and the pea pesto and move that to course 4. So I've easily spaced those items out now depending on what the customers like or what I think is best. And then I could select a specific course and send just those items as we saw earlier with using the Send button. Or I could just go and hit the Send button and send the entire order. It will be printed with the course lines to the kitchen so the kitchen will get the entire order. And then when I want to let the kitchen know they're ready for their second course, I can just go to the course tab and fire those courses off. So for example, I want to fire course 2, I can just hit the fire button. When they're ready for course 3, I could also just hit the fire button.